ありがとうございます。皆さん、こんばんは。はじめまして。Wario の森奏者見解室のdoccaです。RTA In Japan は初参加になります。ここからはパズルゲームゾーンになります。では、時間も惜しいので、ゲーム開始などは、ゲーム開始後に始めていきたいと思います。ラウンドゲームを選択し、90を決定ボタンを押すとタイマースタートになります。それでは3秒目から、3、2、1、スタート。さて最初にスタートボタンを押して、妖精の動きをカットします。いい位置で爆弾来てくれましたね。基本的にワリオの森は、ステージクリア型のラウンドゲームで、すべてのモンスターを消すと、ラウンドクリアとなり、次のラウンドに進むことができます。モンスターの消し方なんですが、5つ、3つですね。3つ以上並べることで消すことができるのですが、RTA では基本的に、5個以上並べて消すダイヤを狙っていきます。ダイヤは、存在するすべてのモンスターを消すことができるので、どんどん狙ってタイムの短縮を図りましょう。いやー、今回ツモがいいですね。
Hey everybody, I'm BB4Key. I'm going to be doing a couple of the puzzle games for you tonight. Sorry for hopping in a little bit late here, but this is one that I don't have much experience with personally, but it's a game that I do enjoy a lot. We got Wario's Woods, one of the best runners out there. We have Docca doing 90 through 99 in the round game. And this is the main mode that appears in this game. Basically, if you are unfamiliar with this game, you run around as Toad, and your goal of each board is to clear all the monsters that are on it. And there's going to be different kinds that appear throughout these 10 levels that are being showcased off. And right now we're seeing some of the most common. The ones that are on right now, we have the Squeaks, and we also have the Spuds, and you saw the Fuzzes in the last round as well. So those three we're going to be seeing for a little bit in these first couple rounds. Nothing special for these. You can clear them horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And as you see, Daka is just going to be trying to clear as fast as he can. Since these are the later levels that are in this game, he's going to be opting to do a lot of diagonals at the beginning here because it's like the easy way to manage here. I should say the movement is pretty unique for puzzle games in this one specifically, to where Toad's picking up these individually, or he can pick them up in a stack, and you can actually like kick some down as well for a little bit faster movement. You see him doing combinations of both. I think it's like a really hard movement to grasp at the beginning, but it makes it very unique when you finally like grasp the concept of it. The main thing he's going to be going for is clearing 5 of these in a row. So the monsters themselves, touching like 3 or 4 or 5, etc. in a row, they're not going to clear until you see the bombs drop from the top. So he's going to be setting these up mostly like trying to get 4 in a row, and then as you see, he grabs a bomb there and clears those. And that spawns the diamond. As you see, a green one popped up. It can be a random color pretty much when that happens. And when you line up a diamond with 2 or more in a row, it's just going to clear the entirety of that color on the field for the monsters. If there's bombs on there, it's not going to clear those unless they're touching. But that's the main concept of what you're going to be seeing Daka do. But now we're to round 93, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of a more difficult monster here. These are called the spooks, and what's unique about these is they take 2 bombs to kill, and then once you clear 1 row at first with them, they're gonna start blinking, and you gotta clear them very quick again, or else they're gonna retain their original status there. And you're going to have to like try to clear 2 in a row again. So you can go for that method, but the cool thing about diamonds for these type of monsters is the diamonds will actually clear through both stages of the monsters immediately. So diamonds are pretty much the play of what you're going to see for most of these stages. As you see the full horizontal there, and now he's just waiting for one more bomb and gonna clear this out. Alright, on to 94. We're back to some of the more common ones here. We have the fuzzes and the spuds once again, so it's just going to be a lot more clearing of the same kind of things here. I actually missed because there are two different kinds of round games that you can do here. There's a type A and a type B. I'm pretty sure we're on type A. I'm sure we'll be able to tell once we get to 99 here, because the two specific differences are that 99's just going to continue giving rounds like this. But if you're on type B, it actually gives you a unique boss, which is going to be Wario, since it's the end of the game pretty much. Like any percent run of this game would typically be 0 through 99, but that's a pretty long run. So this is just a small showcase of what like the crazier last rounds can be. I guess we can talk about Wario, who's up on the top right there, and what's his role and purpose, and why we see Birdo and Wario pop up sometimes, as Docca is going to be moving into this next stage right now. We will talk about that in a second, but I do want to cover these two new enemies that we have here who are very similar. We have the beakers, which are the guys who are kind of rotating there and have like the heart-shaped faces. And then we have the scrams, and they're pretty much the same. They can only be cleared by diagonal clears. So at the beginning here, Docca's not going to be doing too much in terms of like strategy switching it up, because diagonals are pretty popular for getting the diamonds in the first place. Towards the end at the bottom here, it might get a little bit tricky though, because diagonals aren't as intuitive. And when you have less at the bottom, you're going to have to use your excess bombs to like place them on the ground and try to set up these 3s and 4s, because it's really unlikely that you get 5s when you're this slow on the ground. But anyways, as he's cruising through this, we have a Birdo at the right, and we have the sprite at the top. When you're in this mode, this is like the most helpful mode, where the sprite's just giving you bombs only. And it's the mode you want to stay in. And that bar, when it fills all the way up, that's when you get to Wario. And to make sure that bar doesn't get all the way up, you can do chains, so making like 2 clears in a row without like doing a movement, like setting it up, is a really efficient way to prevent that. But when you do get Wario to pop up, you're going to get a Pidgeot that replaces the sprite at the top. And the only difference there is, I believe the drop rate is a little bit faster, but it's going to drop monsters as well as bombs, which isn't too ideal, because in order to complete the stage, you just have to clear all the monsters. Any bombs that are excess on the field, it doesn't matter too much. So like, as Sprite's giving you more bombs, you can have some extra at the end, and it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, here we go. We have the Pidgeot now. You see a lot quicker drop rate, and it's mostly some enemies that are coming in, and it can be a little bit annoying. So you got to be somewhat careful. And also, Wario will like slam the screen there on the right a little bit, and it'll drop that thwomp. And you can end up losing the round if you like are out of space at the top. But I believe it's doing diagonals and doing more chains that will make sure that goes up to the top, as well as fill up that bar to bring you back to Birdo. As you can see, yeah, the bar almost filled right now. We're going to be heading back to Birdo, and this should be a pretty good cleanup here. A bunch of whites at the bottom here. We're probably going to see a 5 or even a 6 at the bottom here. I always found this to be one of the most interesting games, because it's like, I don't know, I've dabbled with a lot of puzzle games here and there, and I feel like this one is just really hard to grasp the concept at the beginning, especially with pieces like this. We have our last unique enemy, which is going to be the Dovo here, and this one's going to take 2 clears as well, very similar to the Spook, but there's going to be no time limit, so you don't have to worry about clearing 2 back to back. Instead, when you clear these in a row, they're going to just go to a different color. So it's gonna add a new color into the pool, which I don't think I mentioned. Once you clear an entire color, you're not gonna be seeing bomb drops or enemy drops for those anymore at the top. But since these Dovos go into a new color, we will see new bombs that drop, which can stall out the stage just a little bit. Yeah, the controls are just they're pretty crazy, and especially like if you're seeing this game for the first time and you're seeing levels like this where it's piling enemies all the way at the top, like the little micromanaging that Doc is doing here is not easy whatsoever. If you see, like, in comparison what these 0 through 10 rounds are instead, it's like so much different. And it's a lot easier to manage. But you kind of just get into the groove. The 5s are just the keys. And me personally, I have more experience watching the SNES version, which isn't too much different. They both came out at pretty much the same time, I believe. I say that version is more focused on versus rather than round game, which you're playing directly against opponent instead. So it adds a little bit more different mechanics, and the thwomp drops differently at the top there. Yeah, Wario is just a pain though, especially on these late levels. These diagonal guys I find to be the worst here. He's waiting it out right now. I think he may be looking for another 5 in a row setup. He does just clear that color immediately there. The quicker you can remove a color, the better. You're more likely to get those other bomb color drops now. And just like that, we have just a few more monsters left here. We're going to clean it up and head into our final round, and we'll be able to tell. I think it is just type A here. No, okay, so we are getting type B. This is awesome. We do get to show this off. Alright, so this is the last round. This is Wario. So you do get some bosses that are in this mode. I believe it's like the every 9, or like round ending in 9. And you're going to be wanting to make clears next to him, basically, to kill him. And I believe Wario only takes damage from diagonal hits only, and they have to be touching him. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know the full mechanics of how the damages work on the boss here. I'm sure someone in chat could point that out. But most of the time, he's just going to be waiting for a lot of pieces to drop here. Gives him more ammunition to work with, because if you do higher amounts of clears, these bigger, longer clears, it's going to do more damage to Wario. I do think you have to be careful though, because he teleports every once in a while, and if he happens to teleport where you are at and you're unable to move, that might be an instant kill. Docca's been able to move with ease here, though, setting up these diagonals over and over here. Nice little chain here. 3 hearts left on Wario. As soon as Wario dies here, this will be it. One more clear will do it. A very impressive run there. Those last 10 levels, man, you can get caught up pretty easily. You can die within the first 5 seconds, and it can just be a pain. But Docca did a really good job managing and getting those 5 clears and getting the diamonds, which are really, really key for this speedrun. I really recommend watching this in a full 0 to 99 run, as well as the verses, because there are different mechanics for each one of them. But it will definitely take you a while, as some puzzle games will. Check out speedrun.com. SNES and the NES ones are, I'd say, equally active. I can't help you personally with it. I'm pretty terrible at this game, but there are people who will be able to help you. Anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a quick little showcase. They kind of like showed the main mechanics of the game. I will be off for right now, but we have a bunch of puzzle games coming up for you in this block, which is up next. I'm probably gonna butcher this. Super Gussen Oyo 2. I watched a little bit of this game because I'd never heard of it before, and it looks like just a puzzle platformer that looks like very hectic, and I don't know, it looks very entertaining. I'd stick around for that, assuming that's going to be on this stage or this stream if there is a commentator. But otherwise, after that, we're going to be having Paneled Upon Yoshi's Cookie and Tetris, three staples in like Nintendo puzzle gaming. I'll be around for Paneled Upon and Yoshi's Cookie for sure. Yeah, stick around. Puzzle games are cool. Hope to see you guys.